So like we all know how 2016 turned out. And I'd
Yeah.
like, yeah, you have a very good like paragraph here about like you said Donald Trump's victory in the 2016 presidential election completely transformed the Republican Party. Over the course of a single night, all the power held by 1,000 bickering factions and local power brokers was subsumed into a single man. Disputes over ideology, policy, commitment to the cause, whatever, they were now rendered all as irrelevant as the great man has shown them to be. After years of watching their party seemingly lose and betray them time and time again, conservatives now had a winner, someone who spoke about, treated, and beat their hated enemies in a way nobody else did. It was electric. To this day, they are willing to follow and essentially have followed Donald Trump into the depths of hell for giving them this. So, like, now it's Trump's era. How does Ron DeSantis see himself in that? And, like, how does he set himself up to run for governor, which he was successful in doing?
Yeah, well, the thing with the governor thing, that was an open seat, and it was always going to be his best shot. I think that was like his intention, and that was the one thing DeSantis did that was actually good. And this just like kind of shows. I think it was him following his instincts as a right wing authoritarian nerd in that moment. But in that time, the right was so unified that like all the energy you could put in towards impressing that was basically the energy you'd put towards doing anything as a Republican politician, which is just getting Trump's endorsement. And this is like I can't even really call it clever because they were all trying to do it, but he was able to suck up to Trump like nobody else could. And it's really funny to see how like Trump kind of like describes it in retrospect. Like he says like really what people point out is a critical moment where he does get Trump's like kind of quasi endorsement for the first time is they were on a plane together going to a rally in South Florida for Roy Moore in 2017, which yeah. And so that's the backdrop you need to keep in mind here. And the way Trump has said it, DeSantis goes up to him and he asks him if he wants like to be in, like if he can endorse him. And Trump says that he told DeSantis he was a lousy candidate and that DeSantis started crying. And then he said that DeSantis couldn't even win if George Washington or Abraham Lincoln came back from the dead and started campaigning for him. And then he endorsed him like 2 weeks later. But
I mean, we say he doesn't have any political talents. He has one. He is very good at sucking up.
Yes, he's
like, he has that. He has that nerd's instinct. Like, oh, who's the big man on campus? Get sucked up to them. But the problem with that is that it's very hard if you're one of those guys to run as the guy people are supposed to suck up to. Because if that's what you do, if that's your native instinct, it just you got the stink on you.
Yeah. You can't be the guy if you are always trying to find who the guy is. Like, you can't run as Ron DeSantis when he's never won as himself outside of the 2012 race. That's the only race out of all the ones that I've tracked where I can definitively say, yeah, that was him like actually winning as Ron DeSantis. And he was running against school board members. It was total nonsense. It was anybody could have done that.
Yeah. Another LBJ comparison. LBJ was a prodigious suck upper. He was he could dick ride like 5 guys at once. Oh,
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam Rayburn, Richard
5 guys
Russell.
could dick ride him at once. That's for sure.
Yeah.
He was like a Terminator. He'd roll into the Capitol and he would just like look for lonely old closet cases from the South.
Yeah,
and just go over and be Russell, like, I will be your kind of erotic son and go to ball games with you.
Yeah, that
Rayburn was like he was written like a closeted gay character in like a YA novel. Like easy enough that even a 7th grader could go, oh, he's gay.
Yeah. There's an awesome quote from Rayburn where he's just like sitting with LBJ like alone in a room and he's like, I always wish I could have a son, a boy who I could look after. And he's just staring at him and it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
And LBJ was such a suck up that he had Rayburn over for dinner a lot. And one time, like LBJ is one of the worst husbands in history.
Oh my God,
and Lady Bird made turkey hash, and he was like, "What the fuck? He's the Speaker of the House, you stupid bitch! Turkey hash!" And like flipped the table over, like terrible, like just a horrible guy and a complete suck up. But he was able to like dick ride all these guys, and then not like take it in stride, and then years later be like, all right, now you have to dick ride me.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had a 2-tool dick.
Mhm.
which Ron DeSantis does not.
Yeah, he was pulling on that Requiem of a Dream like action. Yeah, that's how you understand politics.
Yeah.